the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
During their return from the moon, the Apollo 10 crew achieved the record-breaking speed of 24,791 miles per hour, which meant that at their maximum velocity they were travelling through space at an incredible 36,360 feet per second.
Roger, Houston, we are returning to the Earth. Over.
You guys are really hauling the mail out of there.
Oh, you better believe it. It's like we're climbing straight out, Joe. It's a fantastic sight, just like we were shot straight out from the center of the moon.
Two of the crew members aboard that spacecraft would go on to control far slower vehicles during their time on the moon. The lunar roving vehicle was taken to the moon during the J-series missions to improve the range that could be traversed by the surface teams. Apollo 15 drove a total of 17.3 miles. Apollo 16 covered 16.6 miles, and Apollo 17 explored a total of 22.2 miles. It also allowed them to collect and return to the lunar module greater quantities of lunar samples. The lunar rover was a specially built battery-powered vehicle designed to be able to cope with the lunar terrain. The prime contractor was Boeing, with General Motors as the prime subcontractor. Hungarian-born Ferenc Pavlic, an engineer with General Motors, worked on solving the problem of getting a car inside a compartment inside the descent stage of the lunar module. In Budapest, a mini lunar roving vehicle statue in his honor can be found in Moon Street.
You know, sometimes they refer to this lunar roving vehicle as the moon buggy. Now, we didn't like that name because it's a spacecraft on wheels.
The rover did not have a steering wheel. Instead, it had a T-shaped hand controller. By moving it left and right, the rover followed suit and moved to the left and to the right. Bringing it backwards applied the brake. To put it in reverse, a button on the hand controller was applied and the controller pulled backwards. To apply the handbrake or parking brake, the controller was pulled all the way backwards. And of course, to move forwards, the controller was pushed forwards.
Get your motor running, head out on the highway, looking for adventure.
On the 21st of April 1972, the crew of Apollo 16 performed the second Lunar Grand Prix on the Moon. The first Lunar Grand Prix had taken place at Hadley Rille on Apollo 15, but after Dave Scott had given the lunar roving vehicle a test run, James Irwin noted that the data acquisition camera had failed to operate. Scott said of this test, "This Grand Prix was designed like a qual test in an airplane." He continued, "We designed the Grand Prix similar to the way you would fly an airplane. Starts, stops, turns, acceleration. And it was carefully laid out in terms of speeds, accelerations and paths. It was too bad we didn't get the film." Now on Apollo 16, the lunar crew were about to try again to record the characteristics of the lunar rover.
I'm not going to break it.
That's all, Mark. That max acceleration?
No.
Man, you are really bouncing.
Is he on the ground at all? That's 10 kilometers. Huh?
He's got about 2 wheels on the ground. He's a big rooster tail out of all 4 wheels. And as he turns, he skids. The back end breaks loose just like on snow. Come on back, John. And the deck is running. Man, I'll tell you, Andy's never seen a driver like this. Okay, when he hits the craters and starts bouncing is when he gets his rooster tail. He makes sharp turns. Hey, that was a good stop. Those wheels just locked.
With one turn in the bag, Young got ready for another go around.
On the other way. Go ahead. There's the big craters there, though, aren't they?
Yeah, I know. I'm running those holes.
They want 4 minutes worth, John. Well, it's 1 minute and 5. Maybe you can do it twice more.
Surely.
Okay, turn sharp.
I have no desire to turn sharp. Okay, here's the Sharpie.
Hey, that's great. Man, those things, when those wheels really dig in, John, when you turn, it's when you get the rooster tail. The suspension system on that thing is fantastic.
With reports of sharp turns, wheels being off the ground and the whole vehicle bouncing, the ground were getting a little concerned, given the fact that they still had a lot of ground to cover with the rover. Capcom Tony England interrupted the crew and told them,
That sounds good. We sound like we've probably got enough of the Grand Prix. We're willing to let you go on from here. Call that a Grand Prix.
Okay.
This was Houston's way of saying knock it off now. Young would later say, the terrain around there was too rough and too rocky for that kind of foolishness.
Man, that was all 4 wheels off the ground there. Okay, max stop.
Okay, I don't want to do that.
Okay, excuse me.
They say that's a no-no.
Young's verdict on the lunar rover was,
Okay, I have a lot of confidence in the stability of this contraption.
later on in the mission, when they were returning from North Ray Crater, the Apollo 16 surface team achieved a speed of 10.54 miles per hour. Young would say, well, that was down the rim of the crater here. We've just set a new world speed record, Houston. Capcom Tony England would reply, well, let's not set any more. Young would later correct himself and say, I guess that would be a new moon speed record, wouldn't it? It was a record that Gene Cernan states was broken on Apollo 17 when they achieved a speed of 11.2 miles per hour. Fortunately for the lunar teams, there were no police on the moon, only a watchful mission control full of nervous controllers when the astronauts put the handle to the metal. The lunar rover gave the surface teams greater freedom to travel around their landing sites and explore amazing locations.
My shadow there very good, Kenny. Okay? Date it. Man, boy. Okay, hang on to this one for a second. I got it. Okay. 181. Roger
Roger 181, and we have a view of the rill that is absolutely unearthly.
Yeah, didn't we tell you? Give me the other bag, Jim. I'll put it in. I'm glad you can enjoy it with us.
This versatile vehicle was a fantastic addition to the final 3 Apollo missions, and it also proved to be the perfect base to record the lunar module liftoffs.
Proceeded. 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Right away, Houston. Vector good. Ag side.